Hey, good morning again, and welcome back to another session of Creativity Live. And talking again about the book, The Artist's Way, and how to use it as a tool for transforming your life. And in this session, I thought I would go back and tell you a little bit about my first experience with The Artist's Way and how it transformed my life. And I'm looking forward to doing that again with you June 3rd through August 26th, when we're going to be working through this online. And the link is right there, and it's going to be a super cool experience. But anyhow, so let me tell you a little bit about my experience the first time with The Artist's Way. So I had just gotten divorced, and this was 2006 to 2007 is kind of when that all happened. And that was also the last year that my youngest daughter was there with me before she went off to college. So I had gone from this person that was a mom and had two kids and a wife and also part of a big family. And in the process of a year, I got divorced, my kids were gone off to college, and I took a break from some of the communication with some of my inner family that had been problematic. And so there I was just as myself. And the one thing that I came to realize pretty soon on was that I didn't really know myself very well. I didn't know what I liked. And I didn't know what kind of music I liked. I didn't know what kind of art I wanted to have in my space. I didn't know what I wanted to do. There's just so many things that I realized were just unknown because I never really spent the time to figure it out. And so, hi Carolyn, good morning. And so my sister, my big sister Carol, gave me a copy of this book, The Artist's Way. And so what I did was just every morning I just went and hopped onto the couch and curled up with my copy of my journal, which all I used was just a notebook. And I just sat there and I wrote as directed. I wrote 3 pages in longhand every morning. And you know, at that time in my life especially, I mean, I guess it always happens, but as I was going through that breakup, I mean, my husband and I had been together for 30 years, and from the time I was age 16 to age 46. So there was a lot to there, you know, the resentment against myself, against other people, and to be able to use the journaling to just dump all that out and to figure out what I was really interested in. And so one of the big things that happened was that I went to I had been taking African dance classes, and that was kind of a funny story too, because my feet started really hurting. And then after I got divorced and started taking African dance classes, my feet healed themselves. So that was interesting. If you believe in like Louise Hay, she says if your feet are hurting, maybe you're on the wrong path. So anyhow, so I was taking African dance classes, and I had always wanted to go to Africa. And that was one thing that my husband really didn't want to do, but I really did want to do. And so after I got divorced, I kind of remembered again, oh my gosh, I wanted to go to Africa. And another thing that I wanted was that I wanted a more diverse set of friends. When I was in high school, I went to East High School. I had a ton of Black friends. But as I went into engineering in college, that I lost connections with those people, and I didn't really replenish my connections to others. It was just a very mostly white male group of coworkers. So that was another thing that I noticed that was a loss in my life. And so I made a note that I wanted to have more Black friends, and I just, you know, wanted to get that back, that part that I really loved when I was younger. And so then when my dance teacher was leading a group to go to Ghana to learn dancing and drumming, I decided, what the heck, and I decided to go. And by every morning we had 1 hour of dance, 1 hour of drumming, and like the drumming and singing, and then often in the afternoon we would have 1 more hour of one of those. And to go from being an engineer to then being in Ghana to be dancing and drumming and singing, and our little motel thing was right on the beach. I mean, it just kind of broke me open. And when I came back, I've tried several engineering jobs since then, and it's just been really hard for me to be back in that culture after I was so, I don't know, just able to express myself so deeply and so authentically. When you're dancing and drumming and singing, I mean, you're just putting it all out there. There's nothing really to hide behind. And so that whole process, it led me to, I ended up going back 4 more times. I fell in love with someone there, and then that didn't go very long, but it was awesome. And then I got connected to being kind of a parent figure for these 5 boys who were acrobats, and we helped them. They wanted to learn to read. They asked me if I would help them learn to read, and that they wanted to go to school. And so my friends there and we helped them go to school. We helped them, we wanted to get them passports, but most of them didn't have birth certificates. We helped them get birth certificates, then passports. They ended up traveling to Italy on one of their trips and got into the Guinness Book of Records. They've traveled to Turkey. So it's just been so cool to be part of that, and I really attribute a lot of that to the artist way. It's just like such a simple, doable set of tools that anybody can use to break themselves open and to find themselves again, and the creativity. Another thing during that time is I started painting again. And one of my friends from Ghana visited, and he'd make these big, huge paintings. And so I was making some big, huge paintings too. And I remember he came back to the house one time, and I had done, I can't remember, I did 1 or 2. I think I did 1 big painting when he was gone for a few hours. And he came back and he said, "Awesome, you expressed yourself." And I think that is kind of, in a nutshell, that's what the artist way is about, is how do you express yourself again? How do you find what you want to express, and how do you express it in all areas of your life? And I feel that this is super important for those of us that are in the environmental field, whether you're a volunteer or however you're doing it, because the cultural norms are really so messed up. They're so constricted in their thinking of solutions. I mean, just think about food, like that food has to be coated with pesticides. Like, that doesn't even make sense. And, you know, that's a new thing. That's new, relatively new thinking in humankind's history. And yet we're so immersed in it that it's hard to see our way out. And so that's why I think that doing something like this to find your true expression, to find your trust in what you really believe, and your ability to express it creatively through art and music, and partnering with other people, and being innovative in your problem solving is so important. And so that's why I invite you to join me for Creativity Unleashed. It's 13 weeks this summer from June 3rd to August 26th. And we'll be meeting online, so joined by Zoom video conference. So it's going to look just like this, except you and a few other people will be on the screen. And then, or you can just simply call in. That's the other way to do it. Anyhow, I really appreciate you, everything that you do for the planet, and hope that you will check out The Artist's Way. Love to hear your thoughts about how you might have broken through and found your own way to express yourself. So anyhow, thanks again. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for Creativity Live. Okay, bye.